And now, Cincy Jungle proudly presents the Dalton Dispatch with your hosts, Daddy-O McDuck
and T-Bone McGee filled in for
Dr. Hoji, the electric
Hello and welcome to the Dalton Dispatch. Andy Dalton did not play in the Bengals' fourth preseason game against the Colts, a 9-6 win for Cincinnati. Instead, AJ McCarron got the start. After two impressive performances against the Bucs and the Bears, in which he completed over 70% of his passes and had QB ratings of 90.1 and 117.0, McCarron struggled due to constant pressure and could not consistently connect with the backup receivers and tight ends. Of course, there were highlights, but the Bengals couldn't turn any of them into touchdowns. For instance, McCarron threw a beautiful pass on third down to Greg Little, but the drive resulted in a punt. He then found Brandon Tate for 48 yards, but Cincinnati only got a field goal on that drive. Later, McCarron connected with Tyler Kroft for a 19-yard gain, but the rookie tight end fumbled away the ball. McCarron himself was hit repeatedly, and he fumbled a couple of times. It was a rough outing, to say the least, for the second-year quarterback. Now, Dr. Hoji Ismoji couldn't join us today as he is the keynote speaker at the CITES conference, or Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. Instead, we are joined by T-Bone McGee, owner of T-Bone's Tires, where I always find great rates on my tires. A huge Bengals fan, T-Bone offered me $15 off my next purchase if he could be on our show.
Hi there, my name's T-Bone, but my friends, they call me T. Now, in case y'all wondering, even though our last names both begin with Mick, Daddy-O and I...
Yeah, we're not related.
well, call it Daddy-O, that's what I was about to say.
Anyway, so how would you rate McCarron's performance in this game, T-Bone?
Well, if I understood Dr. Hoji's range of red correctly, I'd have to say that McCarron's hair was bright copper. He wasn't quite sizzling red, but he hung in the pocket and tried to help his team despite a lot of mistakes going on around him.
Great, T-Bone. Now, do you think you can give us a hojoscope, maybe?
Well, I don't know nothing about no hojoscopes, Daddy, but I do know tires. And in fact, tires are a lot like football.
Oh, really? How so?
You see, pneumatic tires, Daddy, they got cords and an elastomer. Now the cords, they made of beads and plies, so they gotta manage the pressure of the tire and make sure it don't stretch or shift circumferentially. But the elastomer, which forms the tread, now it comes into contact with the road and protects the cords. So the cords are like the quarterback and the elastomer is like the offensive line. McCarron's less impressive game against the Colts was because the tread lugs of the offensive line couldn't bounce back after getting deformed from contact with the road. That is, the Indianapolis pass rushers. My hojoscope, Dan, is that if the Bengals don't find someone to give them consistent play at the center position, they'll see more games like this last preseason game and won't be able to beat the top defenses in the league.
I see. Well, thank you, T-Bone, for being on the show.
Yeah, and that coupon I gave you, Daddy, it's only good for 2 months. So, I mean, you got new tires on your car right now, so in just 2 months, just come right by.
All right, well, yeah, that'd be great. Thank you, yeah. Okay, well, anyways, that's all we have for today. Thank you for listening to the Dalton Dispatch.